Hey Virgo, welcome back to Natural Mystic Messages. Thank you if you've returned, welcome if you're new. This is for love, sun, moon, rising, and especially Venus because of all the lovely goodness. First off, when I was sitting down, I heard very clearly blessings and lessons. You've been through it, Virgo. I'm hearing that this 2019 especially, you went into it like, this is gonna be my year, this is the year everything works out. You were so hopeful, only to find that it's kind of been a bit of a shitstorm. Feeling alone came out first as I was sitting here. That's how you've kind of felt. You've kind of felt like it's you against the world. Sorry. My throat chakra is going insane. It's got to be you, Virgo. This is, I've done a few and it is yet to play out. Maybe that's you yelling, yes, it's been so bad. You felt like it's you against the world. You felt like you are the one, holding everyone else up while you're going through your own crap, lighting the way for everyone else, helping everyone else feel like they've found their home in you, but you haven't sort of had that same support back. It's dark, it's almost a bit scary, but that full moon's out. That's telling me it's the end of the era. It's the end of those lessons. 2019 was you cleaning house, paying off any karma, learning what you came here to learn so that you can go into 2020 just clear, like a clean slate. Coming together. The people around you, not all of them didn't mean to sort of leave you out in the cold and leave you unsupported. Some of them just were really unaware of how much they were taking. So Spirit's saying, make sure you speak up. Spirit's saying, you may have at times not told people you were suffering so much, or, you may have been coming forward with such a together front and people are so used to you always carrying the load that they didn't realize just how much you were hurting, or how much you were carrying them. They may not have seen that. Could I say may not enough? The way that these two are holding this pearl here, that is your truth. If you speak up, the people around you who are supposed to be there will come forward and will share the load, is what Spirit's telling me. Okay. Find balance. So, Spirit's saying, say no to some things. If your children have called and they've asked you to stop and get something, and someone else has asked this, and then your friends rang up and dumped everything on you, and you're sort of juggling it all while feeling overwhelmed and not doing the things you were supposed to do for yourself, it's time to say no to some of the things. Or can I get back to you? Can I do this later? The Seek card is to seek out situations, friends that you can lean on when it gets too much. Someone that, I'm hearing that when you get everything dumped onto you, you don't have a release to dump forward. You don't have your own place to release what's going on. So you're carrying it around. You're carrying the weight of what's going on, the weight of the situations in your, it's just weighty. It's your weight, it's everyone else's weight, and it's also bearing the burden of being everyone's dumping ground. That comes with its own energy. You're starting to get to the point where you're feeling resentful, and then you're feeling bad about feeling resentful. It's a cycle, and as I say cycle, I'm seeing the wheel here on the balance, and it's the same pattern that goes around and around in circles, and you find yourself at nighttime or when things get tough saying the same thing, like, why am I back in this situation? Why don't I have anyone to lean on? Why is nobody helping me? Spirit's saying, yes, some of the people in your life may not step forward and do the right thing by you, but there are people, you've just got to speak up. Seek the truth. But as soon as I read it, I heard speak the truth. I feel like she's ripping through a mask and showing the world. It's okay to show the world that you're vulnerable. Although you'll find going forward that these situations are going to get less and less. I think the reason they're harping on about it, sorry, my hair hasn't drove me nuts, but now it's driving me nuts. Someone may be due for a haircut, is what I'm hearing. So what Spirit's saying is, moving forward, you're probably not going to need to lean on people as much, because like I said, I heard the word blessings and things are about to change for you, but it's not going to stop other people from coming in and wanting to dump on you. So that's really where you're going to need to make changes in, especially November. I'm hearing that the energy coming up to Christmas is going to start getting frantic, and people are going to start pushing you to a limit that you're not comfortable with. Asking for favors, I'm hearing, asking for favors that to you, you're just thinking, that's ridiculous. I can't do that for you, or that's something you need to do for yourself. But in the past, you've just sort of taken it on the chin and was like, fine. But I feel like you've got to a point where you realize that it's kind of enabling them, and they're coming back over and over because they're not learning how to do it themselves. So some of those lessons are the people around you's lessons. The second they learn them, the second they'll get a bit stronger, and they'll be able to bring in the blessings in their life. You've done the work and you've now earned your blessings. It's time for you to enjoy them. I'm also hearing a holiday. So if some of you are thinking about getting away over Christmas or over the new year to just sort of de-stress, Spirit say make it happen. You know, if your budget is a lot smaller than you thought it would be, go somewhere localer. Localer? I'm making up words. Go somewhere closer to home, somewhere that won't cost as much. Go camping if you need to. Spirit's saying just get away. Okay. We have the Master. That's why your blessings are coming in. You've mastered all the lessons that have come in the past, and it's just time to reap the rewards. Like, Spirit's just, it's real. This is the first reading I've done today where Spirit hasn't been all up in my grill. Like, I'm talking a lot slower. I'm a lot calmer. This may be the energy you're coming into, Virgo, by setting boundaries, by creating a world you want to live in with the people around you you want to be around. The King of Swords has stepped up, so it's speaking the truth, but it's also cutting out the crap. And I feel like you've been through such a rough time that you're finding people are coming to you now and you're hearing their problems, and while you do empathize, you're thinking, is it really that big of a deal? Do you really need to make this big of a deal? You're just cutting the crap, and you're kind of speaking your truth too. And I think you're saying that to these people. You're like, do you really need, is it that dramatic? Do you have to have that dramatic of a response to what's going on? Could you maybe sit with it? Could you let it go? Like, you're telling people to pick their battles. And while some people might be a little bit edgy about this, or they might think, oh, well, you wouldn't know how, you're actually modeling a new way to deal with things, because you've kind of been through such a rough time that these things they seem trivial now. Then we have the Two of Wands, which is you're just waiting for these blessings to start coming in. You're going to come into a place, and that's kind of explaining why I'm getting this energy now. You're going to be coming into a place of stillness. So which is going to be very uncomfortable to start with. The last few months have been sort of survival mode, and now you're like, you're exhaling. You may be in that space for a while. You may not have any drama pop up in your life. You may not have any, you may feel like you've lost your drive, but it's not. It's just because you're calm and peaceful, but it's been so long, especially this last year, of just chaos after chaos and drama, that you're now unsure of what to do with yourself. Now, the Page of Pentacles has come up. So what I'm hearing, and this will be very select for a group of you, I feel like this last year, someone has been trying to fall pregnant, and they either may, and I'm very sorry, have suffered through losses, or just really struggled to get pregnant and had to be on fertility treatments, and it's been just a real uphill battle. That's coming to an end next year. There is going to be some babies coming. Just breathe. Breathe and it will be okay. And that is very select, and I'm sorry for the rest of you, but someone needed to hear that. For others, the Page of Pentacles might be people coming forward, apologizing. They may have been really caught up in themselves and taken advantage of your good nature, and that sort of clicks for them. When their drama stops, it clicks for them, and they're going to come forward and they're going to just sort of apologize for being a bit of a shithead over the past few months and leaning on you maybe too much, which is, I think that's going to be such a, it's going to change you energetically. You're going to realize that the people you love you back just as much, and they do appreciate you, and it's just all good things moving forward, Virgo, and it's calm, and I hear you saying, I just want peace. And that's what's coming in. This battle that you've been facing and the overthinking. I'm hearing a lot of you just are going over things over and over in your head. And there's a saying, worry of tomorrow robs us of today's joy. Spirit's saying you don't have to worry anymore. You don't have to be overthinking and overanalyzing. Just let it go. Trust that you are protected, and Spirit is with you, and the universe has your back, and things will move forward in your favor. The Star, that's a beautiful confirmation, Virgo. I absolutely love that. That's everything coming in together, everything aligning, all those baskets that you were attending to over this last year, and the tightness of breath and the overthinking, it's all just aligning. It's all going exactly as it should be. When I also say blessings, I'm also getting a monetary sense of blessings. I feel like there's been a lot of you who have been dealing with financial issues and kind of always feeling like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. That kind of chaos is going to level out. And while it may not be a massive, abundant amount, you're going to start feeling like you're not always on the back end of your paycheck, if that makes sense. Like it's not spent, or it's not paid on bills before it even comes in. You're going to get that, everything's going to level out. So some of you may have also been trying to open a new business while working, and money's sort of been directed back and forth through different things. It's been a very anxious time because it's sort of left you without a backup plan financially, but that's going to sort itself out in 2020. You're going to be quite fierce. You are going to be quite fierce. Once those intrusive, over the top, analyzing, scrutinizing thoughts sort of leave you, you're going to be like gung-ho forward. Things are going to start falling into place. You're going to be micromanaging. But it's not going to overwhelm you. It's not going to stress you, because it's going to be when you're at your best. Okay, so the World has come up. This is a new cycle for you, Virgo. This is a time where you leave behind all the crap, everything, and you move into a new version of you. It's so for a long time you've had the thought of there's good and bad, and this last year has felt kind of bad for you. I'm also hearing that there's a relationship that's sort of been on, off, and it keeps popping up at the worst time when you're dealing with the worst, and it's never really got to a place where it's the foundation's strong enough for you to lean on them. So what's happening is you've had to sort of put up this mask of everything that's been going on so you can sort of build this connection with this person, but you also haven't been able to step into it fully because of everything that's going on in your life. So you sort of, it kind of gets put on the back burner. You know, there's a date here, things happen, they'll sort of message you, I'm hearing 2020, and I'm hearing a lot of 2020 for you. While the rest of the year will be fine, I'm hearing this will be the year that you get to put all that stuff first. I'm also feeling like you feel like this person didn't really give a crap because they were sort of coming in, coming out, coming in. They were also, Spirit wants you to be wary that they were also gauging off your energy, and they were feeling like they were a burden. So this Knight of Swords could be about clarity as well. So speaking to the person and saying, look, you know, I've had a really rough year, but I want to jump in and I want to give this a go. And do you want the same? Rather than sort of gingerly walking back in and hoping that this will go somewhere, Spirit saying just jump straight back in, have a chat to them. If it doesn't go the way you want it to, then step out. You haven't invested too much that you're going to lose. The Nine of Cups. Satisfaction. You're going to start feeling very satisfied. I almost see you like sitting up on a throne and looking down at your village, which is your life, and thinking, this is all I've ever wanted. This is exactly where I want to be. I haven't wished for over-the-top ridiculous things. I don't need to be driving around in a Ferrari. I just need peace and to be settled. And that's the place you're getting to. And I know I've said this over and over, but I feel like this is the message coming from Spirit. Okay, so the moon has popped up, which has sort of sidetracked things a little bit. I think a lot of your stress has come from stuff coming up that might have been going on for a long time that you weren't aware of or intuitively felt but weren't sure. Some of you also could be dealing with a Cancer, and I'm also seeing Gemini as well. And this goes for any of the signs. It's just someone needed confirmation, and the Cancer is their confirmation. We're going back to removing that mask. You don't have to be everyone's be-all and end-all, Virgo. You can let go of the reins for a bit, and that's what's going to bring you happiness. You can go back to holding the reins once people realize where you need support. I'm hearing life works better when things are done my way, and that's fine, Virgo. You're probably right. You're a great worker and you pay attention to the details. So people probably should listen to the way things are done by your standards anyway. But unless you show your vulnerable side, people are not going to know how to help you. And that's the issue, is you're going to constantly feel alone. And we don't want that anymore, Virgo. That's old energy. Okay, so we're going to pull from the Romance Angels Oracle. This wasn't as love-filled as usual, but I go where Spirit takes me, and this is obviously the message that needed to get out. You deserve love. And it's true. It's so true. You do. You deserve love, and you deserve to take some love. Take more. You need to take more. And that's foreign for you, but that's where your blessings are, is what I'm hearing. When you start taking, that's when you'll get your blessings. You can't receive if you're not willing to take that. Let go of control issues. It says allow this situation to unfold naturally, and allow yourself to be vulnerable. Release your ex. So if some of you have been a little standoffish about someone new coming in, and it may be because you're holding on to pain from the past, let that go. Let that go. And maybe if some of you are thinking of reaching out to, let's pretend I don't have hair for the moment. If some of you are thinking of reaching out to somebody from your past that may have caused you a lot of pain, but you're unsure. Like they might be coming up in your mind right now. Spirit's saying if you need to reach out and say, hey, this happened and you hurt me, do it. But do it without expectations, because you may not get an apology, you may not get all that type of thing, but if it's going to help you release it, do it. And maybe you need to be a little angry at them. You know, you may have been very cordial during the situation, but now as time's gone on, you've realized, hey, you really did me wrong. Speak up. Speak up, let them know. And I also just seen 22 on the counter, so if 22 is your number, that message is for you. Okay, Virgo, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much if you've watched all the way to the end. I appreciate that so much, and I will see you all in a week. Mwah.